Behind Dutch headlines, the who, why, and how of politics and media in the lowlands.
Hi, it's me, Greg Shapiro, the American Netherlander. Here's what you need to know to join the Dutch conversation. This week, enjoy my new fall look, inspired by the Italians. The Dutch, the Italians, what's the connection? This week, the Italian job. What is the Italian job? Wait, the Italians have jobs? Then let's take a look at these guys. This past week, there was some unavoidable similarity between the Italian and the Dutch system. The Italians have their famous Colosseum arena, and the Dutch have their arena. But let's move to The Hague. When in The Hague, do as the Romans do. This past week in the lower house of parliament, it was a lot like the Italian house of parliament. Lots of yelling and lots of gesticulating. And according to the Dutch media, lots of acting like little children. But of course, the similarities were also for the Prime Minister. Mark Rutte had to go in to the lower house of parliament to defend his budget agenda. And that was a lot like the Christians being thrown to the lions. But just like Russell Crowe, Mark Rutte stood the test, and somehow Mark Rutte just keeps on smiling. Are you not entertained? The next step will be much more difficult, as Rutte has to go from the lower house of parliament into the upper house of parliament, otherwise known as the Senate. And much like Caesar going into the Roman Senate, it is not looking good. Lots of people there waiting with their knives and about to stab Rutte in the back. Who will be the first to draw blood? First of all, it might be his own coalition partner from the Labour Party. It might be Pechtold from D66, or it might even be this guy, Buma, from the Christian Democrats. What will happen? Stay tuned next week. Et tu, Buma. The Italian job part 2. There are some high-profile Dutch people getting some high-profile Italian jobs. Recently, Kevin Strootman, the footballer from PSV Eindhoven, was sold to AS Roma for a reported 22 million euros, raising the question, where did Italy get that money? It certainly was not from the Costa Concordia project. This large infrastructure project had a cheap bid from the Dutch, who know something about large infrastructure projects in water. But no, apparently it was an offer that the Italians could refuse. Maybe the Italians got that extra money from their own infrastructure project, the Fira trains, which they sold to the Dutch, but it turns out the trains didn't really work. Now, the Dutch are suing the Italians, and what are the Italians doing? They're suing the Dutch! You might want to be careful here, making deals with the Italians, otherwise you might end up sleeping with the fishes, which, since we're living under sea level in the Netherlands, is what we're doing already. And as promised, we are now joined by our new European correspondent. Wietse van der Gaast is coming to us live from Brussels. Wietse, what's it like in Brussels?
Brussels? No. I took the Vira, I derailed, but I was lucky. I ended up here in Germany at Merkel's election party. Awesome. Big beers, big sausages. It's October. They should do this every year.
Well, of course, we've heard about how Merkel had a big re-election, and according to The Economist, she's now kind of in charge in Europe. In your opinion, who's in charge in Europe right now?
Well, it's definitely not going to be Merkel, because she's out here partying, and Europe is not on her mind at all. But as it happens, I'm here in Frankfurt, which is the head of the European Central Bank. And this is where it's happening at the moment. They're trying to get the banking union together, fill it with some money ammo to fight off the zombie banks who are threatening the whole European economic system with their huge debts. The man in charge of that, while Merkel is out partying, is an Italian, Mario Draghi, aka Super Mario.
That's interesting. We were just talking about the Italian connection and follow the money, so maybe you're saying that there's an Italian power connection all the way to the top.
Well, follow the money is not going to lead you to Mutti Merkel. She's out having a drink. So the man in charge for the moment will be Super Mario. I'll be here in Frankfurt keeping an eye on it, because with the Italians, you never know. Bada bing, bada bam, bada boom.
Wietse van der Gast, enjoy Frankfurt, and we'll see you next time, hopefully in Brussels. That's it for Behind Dutch Headlines, and as promised, we have a ticket giveaway. If you go to the Facebook page for Behind Dutch Headlines, you can find out how to win free tickets for Greg Shapiro Presents Brendan Burns. The Edinburgh Comedy Award winner will be touring with me through the Netherlands in the month of October, and we would love to see you at the show. Again, go to Facebook Behind Dutch Headlines, and until next week, thank you very Dutch.
Behind Dutch Headlines.